We're coming together to talk and have a checkpoint of how the gradual release of responsibility has impacted and influenced our planning for our professional development this year. And in the relationship of how our plan, do, reflect process has changed and developed. Today's just going to be a quick conversation about how those two have overlapped and have grown throughout our process.
So when we're working with Bonnie and she's leading us through that professional learning together, that's really a lot like that beginning stage of the whole group lesson.
As teachers are doing whole group lessons, I see that as a point where they're modeling and setting the expectations. Similarly with the teachers, that PD with Bonnie is having us have a common framework to operate from, so that we're coming up with some definitions and operating procedures so that we have some common outcomes that we want to see from kids later on as those lessons proceed.
It's a lot of just direct thinking and modeling, and Bonnie just does a really nice natural job of that in her PD about modeling her thinking and her experiences, and that's something that we'll continue to see.
Kind of at that next level with the we do.
Yeah, and the coaches, Mary, the principals are offering some support. They're not there for the majority of the time or all the time, but at least some of that support, similar to students in the classroom having a small group work. You can't be at all the small groups. You can be at one small group at a time while others are continuing to work through that process.
And there's needs, varied needs in each classroom, and when you talk about a grade level, there could be different needs in your room than in my room, and I think talking about that as a collaborative group, that's where we get the supports.
Just seeing that collaboration have a stronger purpose this year, it's really been neat to see. I mean, people really are wrapping their heads around that and thinking, how do we support each other and how do we use each other's strengths?
As we talked about it, as the gradual release of responsibility would be the independent level. And I see that as really as teachers are implementing the lessons that they've collaborated with during the we do of the PLC time, and they get an opportunity to implement that and then reflect on it.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we get a lot of valuable information from literacy coaches, as they have conversations in addition to ours. It helps us to know what then the next cycle of professional development can look like.
Right.
We have literacy classroom visits going on, and that all of those pieces of information and that data helps us to determine what's the next step forward.
Kind of coming back to that plan to reflect. After we've taught it, we come back, we reflect on how did it go, and be able to then adapt based on what their kids need. But still keeping that view of, by the end of this week, we all need to be able to do this.
There's been a couple of things throughout the year that we've monitored and adjusted based on feedback. Follows that same type of process, for us, as we are planning the professional development, that we have those formative check-ins. That feedback is really important to us as we make that the next step, or that as we're reflecting and then planning again so that we can do this next round of PD.
It's exciting. It's exciting work just to see and to talk to kids and say, hey, what are you working on today as you're reading? And just to listen to what they say.
You did some classroom visits,
Mm-hmm.
and the amount of students that were able to actually talk about what they were doing and why they were doing it.
Yeah.
Kids can name the learning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, it's a neat thing.
That is.